I knew senior year was going to be interesting when on the first day of senior seminar, Mrs. Mason walked up to me and said, "Are you Anthony's sister?" I said yes, and she just slowly shook her head. She then proceeded to ask me, "So are there any more siblings after you?" When I said no, you had to see the look of relief on her face. You cannot help having a reputation. Every student at West Shore has the reputation of being a nerd, and every person in the class of 2011 has the reputation of being undeniably, unforgettably, and unfairly sexy. The lessons and memories myself and the rest of my classmates will take away from the past 6 years are irreplaceable, and the camaraderie is indescribable. Our journey at West Shore has been similar to a trilogy. 2 parts that work together to sculpt us into the young men and women that we are today, and 1 part that is still left to our free will. Part 1, the preface. The 142 students sitting on this stage and myself arrived on the first day of 7th grade in 2005 with our campus maps and an extra-large pack of juicy fruit because it was finally okay to chew gum in class. We were those kids who confidently accepted the nerd title. I worked in retail for a while, and one day 2 girls approached the counter to make a purchase, and when I counted their cash, it was 1 penny short. So when I asked for the penny, they both just kind of looked at each other and said the classic line, "Wow, and we go to West Shore." As middle schoolers, we were conditioned to believe that every one of our actions must be flawless. In a way, this did our young minds a favor. It made us competitive to be the next best, and our school offered all of the support in the world to turn our dreams into realities. Part 2, the now. With a blink of our eyes, we have suddenly fast-forwarded through all of those years in between, through field trips to Blast, Animal Kingdom, and Busch Gardens, past 2 years of Powder Puff and Wildcat Challenge, through completion of the senior project, and we find ourselves minutes away from walking across the stage into a new era of our lives. The one aspect of West Shore I have always been infatuated with is the way the small size of our school allows us to connect with each other. Just as one example, Mr. Schledorn. My fellow newspaper staff members and I paid him off in his favorite Girl Scout cookies in exchange for 5 minutes of gossip time. If we weren't the same height, I would be much more afraid of him. When working on putting this speech together, I realized I have very similar feelings towards West Shore that I do the United States of America. I know that's a stretch, but hear me out. With all of the political, economic, and whatever other problems you can think of that we are experiencing in this country, I would not rather live anywhere else in the world. I would be giving up too much opportunity. With all of the stress and all-nighters from homework and projects considered, and especially after watching Krista Beck's senior video today, I sincerely would not have chosen any other school in the world to graduate from. I would undeniably be discarding the opportunity to be competitive enough to make something of myself in this life. Part 3, the approaching. This is probably the last time West Shore's sexy class of 2011 will meet together under the same roof. I can attribute credit to all of my classmates for one lesson that has been reinforced throughout the last 6 years. Don't ever take life too seriously. You have got to make time to just have fun and never forget how to be a kid. The prime example, Wild West Wednesdays. Participants would dress up every Wednesday as cowboys or Indians, try to shoot opponents in the hallway, and if you were shot, you must fall to the ground and remain there until the warning bell for class rang, at which point you had 60 seconds to sprint to class and make it on time. After tonight, we need to take our determination and qualities of hard workers with us into the future, but most importantly, we must not forget our personalities. We have invested our futures into good hands. Momentarily, we will no longer say, we go to West Shore. Instead, we will say, we went to West Shore. I know I will be walking across this stage feeling dignified, honored, and gratifying of that statement. I can only hope that many of you will feel the same way. I'm going to leave you tonight with a simple but a thought that is imperative. Graduation is not the end, it's the beginning. Thank you.